Well, welcome to another Sunday night with Kazaki Flyer 55, and welcome to the Ardennes Forest. We're in Luxembourg tonight. We're at ELNT, Echo Lima November Tango. It's a little grass strip on the top of a hill in Luxembourg. And tonight we're going to do a little scouting across we're going to scout over into Belgium, and we're going to take a look and see if we can see what we can see. We'll be flying very low and very slow, so that's going to be something new. We just don't have our sound yet. It's still thinking about it. Well, until it does, how about we just get out and take a little inspection of our aircraft. Let's see, we're in the cockpit right now. Let's jump outside right quick. There we go. That's about human height. Okay, let's check our ailerons. Oh, that's right. Look here. How about we just look out the window? Can't see them from here. How about there? Can we see you from here? Yes, we can. We can see everything from here. Ailerons, check. How about our elevators? Check. And rudder, check. So tonight we're taking what is commonly referred to in the services as a liaison aircraft. It's just a small little puddle jumper for carrying people back and forth from place to place. And in this case, it's a reconnaissance aircraft as well. Got usually lots of glass inside the cockpit. So there's plenty of visibility all around. So that's good. I feel kind of sad while I'm waiting for my sound to kick in. It's running perfectly fine until I connect OBS between the two computers. Then it says, no, nope. Don't want to hear about it. For the past couple of weeks, we've had sound, and it's been pretty good. Well, before we have to worry about engine noises, let's see about getting actually started up in here. Expand our view a little bit so we can see what we're looking at here. And I found this little gem on flightsim.to. Let's see, we want to select fuel tanks, both. P2, one more, there, both fuel tanks. Magnetos to both. Left, right, both. We want that on left and right. There's our V speeds. Those, of course, are in kilometers per hour. Or zoom out a bit. Well, let's see. Let's see if we can turn the generator on. Nav lights and beacon. Kick the master battery on. Prime the engine here. Okay, we want to open the window. Propped it open. Lean out the window and yell, clear prop. Stand back. And vroom, they start. Okay, close the window again, please. And you'll notice this airplane really rocks around quite a bit on the ground. Between the prop wash and any wind, this thing will rock like a baby in a crib. Okay, I want to reach down and release the parking brake. Increase our engines. There's our sound popping in. Finally. Want more power, please? And we didn't put the brake off. We didn't. Maybe we put it on. There we go. Let's try that. Now we're free. This airport isn't much, but we'll taxi our way down here to the end of this grass strip where it's painted on the grass. Okay, now we take the turn. A little bit more on the engine power here. Hold our brakes. I'm going to go ahead and get in the cockpit here. Orient my view. Peek up a little bit. And I want to call up my map so I have at least a general idea of where I'm going. This is something I didn't have, and it's perfectly flyable without it. But, well, I need help, so I'm going to use a map. Okay. Now I want 1 notch of flaps, please. There, we've got 1 notch of flaps down. Add power in. Full power. Tails up. Airplanes up. This thing takes off at about 27 to 30 miles an hour. Start trimming. A little bit too much there. Raise our flaps. And we need to start a slow turnaround because we're going the other way. I'll probably be doing a lot of hand flying today because we're going to be very close to the ground. And yes, we're moving at a whole whopping 86 knots. Well, one thing about being this low is you can see how hilly the Ardennes Forest really is. Our first waypoint that we're going to take a look at is 7 miles away. Ooh, we're way too high. We're at 600 feet. Get down a little bit. We don't want to get too low. There are power lines and things. And, well, power lines, just like for kites, power lines can be pretty hazardous to your health. Pull our speed back. 100 knots ground speed is a bit quick. Now we go over this little hill and down into the next valley, and then a little bit up the road here. Matter of fact, that's one thing we need to start looking for is landmarks on the ground to guide us around a bit. Maps are handy and all, but it helps to learn your terrain. We're 200 feet above the ground. That's more than plenty. Just a little bit more airspeed. Not much, though. And did I fuel the airplane? Yes, I did. Yeah, this is a reconnaissance mission, so we want to be able to look into the trees, and we've picked a time of day that the shadows should reveal everything that's around fields. If we need to, we can land in a field. If we need to talk to somebody. You can't believe how slow this airplane can go. It rocks me. That's why I like this little bird. I've always liked the Fiesler Storch. This is the Fiesler 156 Storch. It's free as a port on flightsim.to. A little bit back to the right. Watch our compass up there. Around 280, 275 or so. That's about right there. Oh, here we are at our first waypoint. This is the town of Bastogne. Of particular significance to those of us that have watched Band of Brothers. Now, there's the church. Let's gain a little bit of altitude here and see if we can find the monument. Do a quick circle here. Pretty good sized factories down there. There it is. It's a pretty good sized monument. Now we can go back down. Now that we've oriented ourselves on where we're going. Now, this is only September, but I'm sure plans were already in motions and missions were being flown over this area in preparations for scouting. Okay, there's the monument that's built there, that's built today and stands at this site to commemorate the people that served here. So let's go around here. Okay. Okay, a few. That's all we need. Bring our speed down. First notch of flaps. Oh, bumpity up. Let's come around to the right. And point us back to the monument. Keep us out of the power lines. Okay, there's the field. 2 notches of flaps, please. Just a little bit more back so I can keep my airspeed up. Oh, just a little bit. Hit the brakes. And set the brakes. Have our observer pull out our drone camera. And up we go. Let's look at the monument. Because this is a pretty good monument here. As you can see, it's done in the shape of a star to commemorate all the Americans that fought here. And I believe on the real one, I believe the names, the people that never left here are still on this monument here. Like I'm sure the 101st is labeled here so that people know that they served here. They've got a museum that's right next to it. Then you can see our airplane in the field. Okay, well, now mind you, this might not be as long as some of our flights tonight, or have been in the past, but we need to be getting on with ours. We've taken a look at Bastogne. Now it's time to proceed on to some of the other cities on our little trip here. Look at the chain move as we crank in our flaps one notch. Another notch. Okay, let's release the brake. Add power. Downhill. And up. Come on, up, girl. Don't. Oh, no. That field was not big enough. Try again. No, it don't want to fly again. Come on. No, we'll just give it up as bad Joss because we're now upside down. Let me see about this. How can we get out of this? Because we don't want to restart the whole flight plan. We'll just start here at Bastogne and work our way from here. I was wondering what I would break tonight. I'm trying to be smart. Picked a field too small for my airplane. It was small enough to land in, but it sure wasn't small enough to take off from. Come on, load. You'd change liveries to avoid that particular problem. Well, tank of gas. Yes. Airborne 1,500 feet. That's higher than we started at. Let's get our prop on and click fly here and see what that does for us. Normally I don't like to fly airborne or start airborne, but it's time to keep on moving. Tick tock, tick tock. Okay. Okay, here we go, ready to fly. Click. Down trim. Tell me one problem is we don't have our map. Keep trimming down. Down. You don't want to climb. Okay, we want west. Here's the windmills. There's the monument. All right, we're at least going in the right direction. Come on, trim. Now we're flying east. We don't want to go east, we want to go west. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's on. Turn that off. Now, trim. Bring some power back in. There we go. That's why it wasn't trimming. When it spawned me with the autopilot on. That's no fun. If we can find our next airport without the map, we're going to have to depend on the paper map. Goodness. Where are we going? Okay, there's where we're going. 268 degrees, 11 miles. And unfortunately, in the sim, one of the airports we're going by has been, well, it's a military air base, and they weren't very forthcoming with the information about it. So it's very rudimentary. But we're not going to the air base. We're going to the little private airplane or the small runway just beyond it. Come back a little bit. Ooh, a stutter. All right. Keep us right at about 250 mark as we look under the trees and in the fields. We're looking for tracks, looking for wheeled vehicles. We're looking for anything that doesn't belong in a beautiful Belgian countryside. Because yes, we have crossed the border from Luxembourg already into Belgium. We did that before we even got to Bastogne. And give it a little bit of down trim to make this a little bit easier. We're flying lower than the windmills. That's not good. And if the windmills don't get you, let's see. If I think what's up here is over here, we'll just fly between the windmills, or try to. These are the wrong kind of windmills, man. Ooh, and they're pointed towards us, too. And then dodge the power lines. That's a heck of a time for a hiccup. Scary. Let's get back over here and head towards where we're going. Little bit of rudder trim. It's a little bitty engine, but it does have torque. We don't need that now that we're not looking at the map, because the map is not showing our course. We can see out our window better. And we do have a big paper map to look at. Okay, we're headed in the right direction. Watch our compass. I just love the Belgian countryside here. It's so pretty. And low and this slow is the only way to really see it. Now we climb a little bit to get over the hill here. A little bit of power. Well, there's the military air base. And boy, man, when I say it's rudimentary, I'm surprised they even put a building here. But we're not going here. We're going to an airport that's just on the other side. You can see where the air base is supposed to be. But it's a big case of don't look, Ethel. Now there's where we want to go. It's straight ahead of us. Okay, we'll start slowing down here. First notch of flaps. Flaps down. Keep that air speed dropping. Start dropping altitude. Just stay out of the trees and don't stall. Again. It's a pretty little airfield. Just idle in here. Somebody's found us in Germany today. Let's go take a look at the airport here. This is a non-military airfield, and it's got more detail. Oops, tail coming up. Don't get too much speed there. And just go ahead and retract those flaps. Restrain that urge to try to take off. Hey, it's Colonel Fork. Awesome. And he's in one of the Dick Rutan specials, the XL. The 4-place long easy. But I just wanted to take a look at the airport here. Because we can. Okay, give me the bad news, LRM. Tell me how bad it was. 188. That's not too bad. That's fast for us. 46 knots of landing speed. And nope, not in the XL. Take a look at that wind sock there. Now we're kind of pointed into the wind. A little bit more. Let's go down that way and turn around. It's actually a pretty good sized little airport, even if it is grass when you think about it. Ah, the Newport. Excellent choice. The thing is, I've got the Newport. I should be able to see it. Yeah, I learned my lesson in the last field. There's no such thing as having too much runway to take off. Let's swing her around here. Oh, there's the stop point. Wonder if it's painted or just bags of lime. I don't know if anybody's done any deliveries for the poor storch yet, but it comes with several nice ones, so no point. Although a brighter color would be nice besides the camouflage green and yellow. Okay, let's try this. How about we look at the map first? Where we want to go from here? Let's stop the airplane. How about that? Okay, it's 5 miles on a heading of 52 degrees. That's the town of Tenneville. And then it's another 5 miles on the other side of that to oh, I can't read that name. It's in Belgium. And then we turn and fly 293 for 27 miles to our next airport at Profondville. Echo Bravo Michael Lima. That's where we're eventually headed to after we take a tour of the French Belgian cities here. 52 degrees. Okay, let's see if we can mark that. Okay, there's our marker. Jump back in the cockpit there. Add the power in. Here we go. Tails up. Planes up. Well, that was so much smoother. Okay, we want to turn to a heading of 52 degrees. And the first town is only 5 miles away. Just hold it right there at about, oh, what is that? It's 100 knots. I'll stay there. Still giving us plenty of good looks at the trees, especially now as we're starting to get into fall. The trees are starting to turn a little bit brown. Oh, I have the big radials Newport. That's why you're in the fly sim where you're in the 24, not the 17. Now that's why I can't see the Newport. Yeah, mine's the Lewis gun with the hammer. Hammer it's got the hammer to which to whack on the machine gun when it jams. That's a good idea. I do need to break that out for a little flying fun. Especially up in this neck of the woods. Down this low, this is beautiful country. It's a farmland. Well, fly what you want to, Colonel Fork. As long as it's not supersonic, they don't have wake turbulence involved, I'm okay. They put wake turbulence in, and somebody buzzes you at Mach 1.5, you're going to look like the zeros in the final countdown. Ooh, flying over scenic power lines. Pretty good sized little road there. Let's see how close are we getting to our first little town here. Okay, we just passed Tenneville and are on our way to something in the Ardennes. Hey, Belgium. Come on, what's the heading to that? "24 degrees. Okay. There, 24 degrees. Follow that pipper. Ooh, we're really pushing it, 106 knots. Wow. Speed demon. If you're not really down here close, you'll miss most of these little hills and valleys. I think anything above probably 5,000 feet, it's going to look pretty flat. Well, Colonel Fork, I'm at least happy to see that you're feeling well enough to actually fly this weekend. We do miss you, and we like you when you're here with us. Is this our waypoint town? Yes, it is. Along the sides of this river. And then we want to turn to a heading of 293. Two nine three. Roger, got that. All right. Turning left. Kind of fly up this valley. I wonder what that originally was in the satellite image. It didn't look like buses. Ouch, 5 people down out of your department? Man, that's rough. I've pulled shifts where never mind what kind of shifts I used to pull. I was one of those idiots that I would come in when called. Vacation, days off, didn't matter. We really need you in here. Can you come in? Yeah, sure. Give me 30 minutes. The only problem with a 51-hour week is it pays well, but you don't have any time to spend the money. All you can do is apply it to the bills and hope for the best. Man, I love this little valley. That's a tight little town. They're all clumped together there in a bunch. Well, of course, taxes is going to get its share. But be glad you didn't work a full 60 hours. That's when the taxes get really good. That's when it's double jeopardy. I've watched a $500 check turn into a $300 check just because we worked an extra hour of overtime. I like that somebody took white walled the tires, the Alaskan Bush Wheel Company. Ooh, over the ridge. Over the pretty trees, and then down a little bit into this broad valley. Yes, sir. And remember, our country revolted over a 3% tax. If those gentlemen were around today, I don't think Washington, D.C. would feel safe. It doesn't help that I watched that A24 movie, Civil War, the other night. That was a scary movie. There weren't any monsters or anything in it, but just the sheer the subject matter was disturbing. Oh no, we've gone all FSX. Help! I wonder what was around here that was so top secret they didn't want anybody to see it. And thank you for that, Colonel Fork. I appreciate that. What's scary is somebody is getting paid to do that kind of stuff. As annoying as it is. Okay, get our rear seater to look at our map here for us. Okay, we're a little bit to the north, of course. 288 now, 18 nautical miles. And just like that, out of FSX world. Yeah, I know that's where this airplane comes from, but no reason to get carried away with it. And now we're back into wonderful Belgian farm country again. And no, it's still not flat. Lots of rolling hills. Get about 5 or 6 inches of snow on the ground here, and I'll bet you the sledding is incredible here. Okay, that last landing was kind of shameful at 46 miles an hour. I've landed this crate in under 25 knots, so this time we'll actually fly over and look at the wind socks and see which way they're pointing. What else is out here? Not much except the town of Namur, which is actually it's a city. It's up ahead of us. We won't be quite getting to it. I see more of those nasty airplane swatting wind turbines on the horizon over there. And luckily we won't be going that far, I hope. I'm just glad the weather is kind of nice today, because here at home in Alabama, it is not nice. We have been under the clouds since that tornado, since that hurricane came in a few days ago, and it has been, well, kind of wet ever since. And there's the windmill farm. You know, I flew over a lot of Holland earlier today, and I didn't quite make it to the coast because trust me, I was using this airplane. I was looking for the old-fashioned windmills. I won't find them down here in Belgium, but you never know. Okay, Colonel Fork, question for you. Is your factory air conditioned? Ours, unfortunately, was not. We only had fans to keep us cool, and whenever the temperatures went over 100, it was horrible. Okay. We are kind of on course. What is aerial reconnaissance? It's being it's wearing a uniform and being paid to be a tourist. One note, try not to get shot. I tell you, we tried to arrange the fans so that they blew on our workstations. we tried, and once we got them set, we tried not to leave them, except to go to the restroom or go to the or go on break. And when it was on break time, we tried to go to the coolest place possible, which was generally in one of the open garage doors that led outside, where the wind was being pulled in. How far? 7 miles to Profonville. No, I have neither the L4 or the Cub. As far as liaisons, I've got the Bird Dog. I've got this. I've got the default A3 and all of the got gravel birds. I need to, next time I put some money on my card, I'm going to get that L4 Stinson. I really like it. I'd like to have one of these with some stars on it instead of these big red crosses. Of course, there's nothing wrong with being Swiss. Okay, we're coming up on Echo Bravo Mike Lima in a little bit, in 4 miles. Heading 289. That's one thing that this sim got right. Cloud shadows. Yeah, I'm gonna turn my map back on here just so I can kind of get a fix on the runway. If it's a typical grass runway, it won't make any difference. There it is. Or at least pointed at it. Okay, looks like it's another hilltop airport. Okay, there it is. Ooh, it's well marked for a change. Okay, we're going to... They have a windsock of any kind? No. How about wind conditions then? Okay, 232 at 2 knots. Well, yeah, let's go around. And we're downwind. First notch of flaps. Get the bump. Okay, there it is. We're going to start our swing over here. Turning base. Speed coming back. Power coming off. There it is. There's 44 knots of ground speed. Just going to kind of float up here. Ah, there is a Newport 17. And there's the runway coming out from behind the trees. This guy is going to have to place him a new fuel order because we're about to drain him dry. Mind you, this airplane doesn't hold that much, only 30 gallons. A 35 knots of approach speed. 90 feet in the air. Hold that. Let her down easy. 60. Blip the engine a little bit. That's more like it, 20 knots. Let's get clear here for a second. Pull the flaps back in. Roll her up the hill. Meow. Go ahead and refuel, please. How much have we used anyway? We've used about 8 gallons. Let's refuel that. Okay, so 16 and 16, that's 32 gallons total. And an extra half gallon. 32 and a half total. Ugh. Ugh. I've got trucks with bigger fuel loads. While we're on the ground, let's take a look at, do we have any weird waypoints on this leg? No, we're just going straight from here to Echo Bravo Tango November. That's pretty. That Newport's so pretty. Which one? Memory of Swiss cheese. Mike Lima. Mike Lima. Enter. Echo Bravo. Where is it? Tango November. Okay. Tango November. Tango November. And enter. It'll at least give us an idea on the map. All right, now let's get down here and get to rolling. This is the longest leg of the flight tonight. Ooh, rolling downhill. Careful how we do it. I've known too many men that have had tractors roll over on them because they took a hill wrong. Now straight down. Turn into the wind. Kinda. Hit the gas. Tail coming up. Airplane's up. Nice. Start trim up a little bit here. About approximately two degrees. There was somebody out there in a Huey. Probably all the way over on the French coast. Although we're looking east, so that's all the way back toward Luxembourg. Why are we drifting off course here? Get your heading and stick to it. That's why you've got that compass. Ooh, good road motorway down there. Aim for the church. It's a nice church. Now it's 20 nautical miles to our destination. Like I said, this is going to be a little bit shorter than our usual flight. Who am I to talk? It's already been an hour and a half. Well, thank goodness I was a genius and broke things. You're going to land in a field, pick one big enough you can get out of. This airplane is a Wunderplane, but it ain't that Wunder. A Harrier, it's not. Okay, we're 300 feet over this field. Can we come up? Will we be able to pop up high enough to clear the next ridge? Because that's a pretty river valley down there. That's a beautiful town. Right on the side of the hill. Up, up, up. There you go. Get up over the top of this hill there. Fly between the windmills. Another village, another church. Yes, they're everywhere. Spacing's a little tight between these windmills, so we got to time it good. Luckily, the winds are mostly calm, so we don't have to worry about getting swatted. Just to worry about staying out of the power lines. Oh, they're moving. It's just real slow. The winds have calmed down from where we were back in Luxembourg. Stay out of the high tension wires. They're still moving kind of slow. Don't get swatted. Now the terrain is starting to flatten out a bit. Looks like we have truly left the Ardennes forest behind and are into the Piedmont floodplain of the coastal areas. Come back a bit to the left. Follow that road. It's a road. It goes somewhere. Now, these are fields I think I could probably get out of again. Well, that road is not going to where we want to go. One more touch of trim. Yeah, pedals for a second. Two. Come on, hold that up. Just barely come up. Because I gotta push buttons. Me music died. Me music died. Where are we going? Follow this road, I guess. Well, we're under 9 miles. Start looking for a control tower up there. We can see a tall white building off in the distance, but it's not our control tower. I can see some grain silos. And this is farming country. Okay, and that's a church steeple. We're 6 miles away from the airport, but we're just so low we can't see it. And what is the white building? It looks like the vehicle assembly building from here. Okay, I thought it was a light. It's just a red car. A little red Corvette you ain't. Okay, it's just a bigger cathedral, that's all. And the whole town looks like it's on one street. No, there is a small cross street. Yeah, it's a cathedral. Okay. Let's get back toward the airport. A little bit more up trim these. So I can look at the map. Not that much. There, how about that? Hold that. Right there. Look at the METAR, variable at 2 knots, so pick a runway. No, that ain't bad. I like those odds. Looks like we're lined up with 3-5. There's Colonel Fork in his Newport. Okay, that's rail lines. Okay, and a road running beside them. Okay, we're 2 miles from the airport. We should be able to see it. All right, let's see if we can find it up here. It says it's right ahead of us. Probably under a cloud shadow, and the dark of the runway is blending in. Oh, there it is. Poof. Chop that throttle. Well, flaps. 1, 2. Flap bump. Start slowing down here. 60 knots. Keep 60. Got a ways to come down here. Maybe we'd better overfly this airport and see if they've got a windsock. Just because it said the METAR was saying variable winds. Oh, there goes Colonel Fork in his Newport. Man, that's pretty. Ah, yes, there's the windsock, and we are pointed in the right direction. Throttles to idle. Better glide on in. Hold it, hold it. Touchdown. Don't let her take off again. Now that windsock's pointed in the other direction. Typical. Pull the flaps in. Head towards the tower. Looks like the tower and ops is all one building here at this little place. Okay, no place to park at the tower. Let's try that on here by the hangar. Okay, what aircraft had a tail that tall that you would need a hangar that high up? Come up here and now spin her around. Mr. Flag Boy, no. And Colonel Fork is coming in, taxiing in. Set our parking brake. And here comes Colonel Fork in his Newport. And in case you were wondering, yes, the Lewis gun on the top is dismountable. And so if you get into trouble, you can always land and take the Lewis gun with you. And there you can see the difference between a rotary, he's getting gas. That's the difference between a rotary engine and a radial. In a rotary engine, the whole engine spins. And this is an old little bitty 4-cylinder boxer engine. It's even smaller than a Volkswagen. curious about something here. I think that's smoke colors or something. Leash. I was kind of hoping there was a way to open the window. Everything else is here. Oh, there it is. I found the window, the door. I knew these guys had done a good job. Open the door. Let the wind blow through. But you tying this thing down is fun, considering how quick the wind wants to pick it up in the air. But that's because of these. See these forward slats here? Right here on the front edge of the wing. This is it. This aircraft has forward slats that are armed all the time. They're sticking out here. That's the secret to the Fiesler Storch's quick takeoffs and landings. It wants to just jump up in the air. There you can see the door open from the outside to let your observer out and for the pilot to get out. There we go. Got a radio man back there. Tell everybody what he sees. Alaskan bush wheel. Yes, trademarked. Yes, there's a company that makes these things. And there's the beautiful Hat in the Ring squadron of Eddie Rickenbacker. Is his particular Newport 17. But welcome all the way up into Belgium. We're not going to fly back to Luxembourg tonight. We're just going to stop up here. If the Panzers keep up, that's their fault. Somebody's got to go look at things. And that just about sums up our little flight for tonight. Only an hour and 45 minutes long, and I'm sorry for being a little bit shorter than sometimes, but I found this little Storch. I've literally fallen in love with it, flying it. You don't often get to fly it this slow. It's beautiful. I've seen some beautiful countryside in Belgium tonight. And you don't know it's this hilly until you get down low in the weeds. Now, maybe in 2024, it's going to look even better. But I'm going to wait for somebody else to take a look at it before I put my money down. Because I'm going to have to buy a new SSD to put it on. Now, let's see if there's anybody on worth reading. Wrong mouse. Hey, that's not our Andrew. That's somebody else. A lot of airline pilots on here tonight. Ooh, there's a guy flying a Hercules. And he's only got one viewer. Let's rate this guy. But thank you for coming along, and we hope you guys have enjoyed your flight with us tonight.